What's up, you guys? It's Jary and Alex here, and today we're gonna talk about
The perfect diet.
there isn't none, but let's see. So tell us, what have you found out today?
So, today we're going to be talking about something that I know was a big struggle for me, and I don't know about many others, but I know others.
Oh yeah.
After I had my oldest son, I was 230 pounds. And I really struggled with my weight. I always would attempt to diet, and I did attempt it. But once I screwed up, I would beat myself up and be like, okay, you know what? I'll start next week, and I won't mess up. And so that next week would come, and I'd screw up, and then I say, okay, next week I'll get serious about it, and I will start again next week. And then it would come, I'd screw up, and then it would just be a vicious cycle that would not end. And so after I had my soon-to-be 9-year-old son, I got serious. I told myself that I was tired of being tired about my weight, so I was going to actually be serious about it. Around the same time, I got more spiritually connected with God too at the same time. So I feel like God really helped me in my journey too at that time. But okay, so instead of when I messed up starting next week, I just scratched that all out. I said, you know what? When I mess up, I'm going to still keep going. I'm going to still keep going and still keep trying my hardest, because if I start next week will never come. So I just kept pushing through every time I made a mistake. So I think that the thing that helped me the most achieve losing over 80 pounds when I actually decided that I was going to take it serious was getting stronger from my mistakes, having better self-control from the guilt of making those mistakes, and getting stronger in discipline when I showed up at the gym, even though I didn't want to. So it's definitely, for me, and my story was perseverance. Perseverance even when I messed up. So don't give up. Just keep persevering, because eventually you're going to get aligned with your mind and your spirit, and you're going to push through to get to your goal and actually shed that weight off. What was your story?
We appreciate his story. That was a very heartfelt one.
Yeah, and I'm gonna I really want to, I hope that this podcast helps a lot of people, because I know the struggles from a very intimate level. Like it really bothered me, and I still have struggles, which I'll mention after Alex's story. But yeah.
Okay. So now listen. With all this pressure from social media and all this kind of madness going on, okay? Before I share my story, you gotta get comfortable where you are, okay? Like you are 1,000 pounds overweight, or you are super skinny. It doesn't matter. You gotta see it as it is, okay? If you do that, then we can accept that, hey, we can improve here and we can start working towards it. But if we pretend it doesn't exist, or if we pretend that it's worse than it is and we can never change, we can never make progress, okay? So here's the deal with me. I was a very chubby kid. They used to overfeed me. Like, it's a very classic thing. I'm from Greece originally, so like you make chubby babies. So yeah, it just no real like nutrition knowledge. I didn't have any. No real what is good or bad. Like, and I feel like to this day people don't know what is good or bad to eat. Like they don't know. Like they have no idea what is good or bad for you. So anyway, I was chubby, but I fell in love in high school. No, even before high school, maybe middle school. And I wouldn't get the attention I wanted. And I was like, damn, I got to do something. And this is what tipped the balance for me. I'm like, I will never get rejected again. Although I wasn't even really rejected, because I never had to go up and like be like, hey, I'm a little chubby, but you wanna talk to me? So I'm like, I got so frustrated with myself and so disgusted with me that I'm like, I'm gonna use the summertime as break and I'll change my life around. And I got hungry. I got not starving, but hungry, like to find the information that's gonna change my life. And I went on YouTube and I found all these guys. Back then, Athlete X, another YouTube channel, was very big. I used to watch all his videos. So every day I used to set up my alarm clock at 6 o'clock, and some days I would get up and go for a long run, and I would push myself to an extent I wouldn't be able to breathe anymore. Push myself as much as I can. And people were laughing at me in the beginning, and I was really I remember it like right now. I was really questioning myself if this is gonna work out or not. I was so uncertain. I thought I'm unable to change my circumstances. I was a victim to my mentality. But the amazing thing happened. After I stuck to it for a week or two, I started seeing some results. And anything anybody had to say didn't matter because I felt better. I felt leaner. I felt that if I keep up this schedule, which wasn't sustainable because I was killing myself, but at least I got the results. I got a proof of concept, you know? And if you get a proof of concept, then you're like, damn, this is working. Let me keep it up. So I kept running and running and running. And after a while, like I was the skinniest kid around for a while. Not the skinniest kid around, but I was very normal. I felt very good, very confident. So after that, I got into the gym and then I started gaining weight again. And then I appreciated the fact that you don't have to be skinny. You have to be fit and feel good. And it's not about being skinny. It's about feeling good, feeling fit, feeling healthy, working out, having a healthy, strong body. So that was my story. And then after the gym, whatever, like, you know, you go there and you find how to work out. We can talk about it maybe later on or a different episode. But anyway, that was the story. But like in your case and mine, and I feel like with everybody's case, you reach that tipping point that you're like, no more excuses, no more this, that, or the other. It's time for me to build some traction and momentum towards the right direction.
Yeah, I agree.
So what else?
So I agree with everything Alex said, and honestly, it's an ongoing process because you always, I feel like you always want to progress in some area of your physical health, you know, whether that's getting more lean, maybe one scene, bulking up because of maybe your body type or something, or you know, just working on your strength or maybe your skincare. I don't know. There's always something physical that you want to change about yourself, improve and stuff. And for me, like, honestly, working on my weight has been an ongoing struggle, and I definitely had a lot of ups and I definitely had a lot of downs. And this is almost 9 years now that I actually started taking, you know, my weight serious and doing something about it. But I have to continue to remind myself that it's a journey, and I have to embrace that journey. So, yeah.
Yes, it is a journey, and you need to have a goal. But I'm a lot like against scales. I hate scales. I hate scales for the very reason they don't tell you not even 1% of the story. You might be 7 feet tall and you step on a scale and you're 250 pounds more than normal, but you just see the number on the scale. It means nothing. You don't know the index, the mass of your body, like the mass of muscle, or like what percentage is fat. A scale tells you nothing other than how much you weigh, but how much you weigh means nothing. You can be short, tall, heavy boned, whatever. You can be bulky. Forget about the number on the scale. And it's a good way to measure things fast, how much progress you made. But think of it, if you want to go like that, think of it like measuring yourself once a week, or not once a day. I can literally eat an entire watermelon and weigh 7 pounds more.
Yeah.
All water. It blows my mind when people are obsessing over, oh, I gained 5 pounds, oh, I lost 5 pounds. You can gain and lose 5 pounds every other day.
Yeah.
So forget about the scale. Ask yourself better questions when it comes to diet. What do you like to eat and is healthy? How can you make your diet a little bit better today than it was last week? How can you go for healthier chips if you're in the mood for chips and you have to have them, than going for the bad stuff, right?
Yeah, I agree. That kind of falls into some real struggles that I had back then that I know better now, and also some things that I have to remind myself about now to this day is like not knowing how to eat in a healthy, smart way. Like, am I going to incorporate, you know, that protein that's going to keep me fuller longer, and the vegetables and the carbs, like the right balance with things. And also, like, you can be eating healthy, but eating too much of the healthy stuff too. So overindulging in the good and the bad stuff, and just that caloric intake is still high. So just making sure that I am smart about that. And also not having fun with my lifestyle, which Alex has taught me a lot about. Just like, I shouldn't have to feel like I'm dragging to the gym. I shouldn't have to feel like I'm dragging to eat this food. Like, it should be fun. Like, I should make it creative, and I should not drag about it. Like, of course, not everybody's gonna want to eat the broccoli and stuff like that, but somehow make it fun. Put some kind of flavor into it that's gonna spice it up.
And if you don't want to eat broccoli, find a veggie that you like. You don't have to eat broccoli. You don't have to touch broccoli ever if you don't like broccoli.
Right.
You know? You find an alternative. You might like lettuce, tomatoes, whatever. You might like spinach.
Or maybe you're just not eating it the right way.
Yeah.
You know, like saute it if you don't like it raw.
Don't dip it in a bunch of cheese.
Yeah. Again, knowing that moderation and the smart way to go about it. Also, what Alex just mentioned too was something that, you know, I had to learn the hard way, but I used to beat myself up a lot about using that scale constantly. And it was like an inner battle. And I honestly had to tell myself, like, stop doing that. Like, instead of looking at the scale, you know, I bought a size that was small for me, and I had a goal to fit into that size.
Different approach.
And I, you know, now take pictures instead of, you know, using that scale a lot. Because again, Alex, tip right there definitely helped me. Another thing that Alex said that I'm just going to piggyback off of is being comfortable with who I am. Because if I'm not comfortable where I'm at right now or in my own skin, I'm never going to be good enough. No matter how good I look, it's never going to be enough. So I really have to constantly remind myself to love myself and who I am and my body, and stop comparing myself to everybody. Because like Alex mentioned, social media is a real thing, and you do see all these perfect bodies out there.
Yeah, but there's always somebody with a bigger butt or a bigger bicep.
Yeah,
you know, so
you
what's the point?
have to be comfortable with who God made you to be and where you are in life right now, because if not, it's never gonna be enough. So just stop comparing and start finding love for all your flaws and all. And I know that
Own it, baby.
I always have to remind myself that. And I'm not going to sit here and lie telling you that I am perfect at this, because I'm not, especially with social media being out there. But you have to constantly tell yourself, you know, up here, that I am enough. I love me regardless of all my flaws. And just like he said, own it. Another thing is being too hard on myself. Don't beat yourself up. You are going to mess up, and that's fine. This is a journey, not something that is going to happen, your progress within a day. Stop it. Enjoy it, because if you're too hard on yourself, then I can't have fun with it. Like Alex was just advising me. And enjoy the process of anything you want to improve, like I just said. Yeah, also what we're going to dive into now is wasting too much time on what worked for other people. I wasted a lot of time into different diets, which we're going to dive into right now, instead of listening to my own body. And again, Alex has taught me a lot. I just love my husband. I keep saying everything that he's taught me.
Well, I found them out. I didn't like think of them. Like somebody did the research. I just read it to you or told you. But thank God for people that they actually take the time to find things out. Like,
Well,
Resources are always available, and what's right is always there, and what's wrong is always there. Choose to focus on what's right and what you have to do, let alone what is happening, the the economy, or like, oh my god, like they talk about the other day was, sorry to interrupt you, but I was, popcorn is known to be a low caloric food, okay? Unless you get it from the movies, because they add butter and they add so many things, and then people wouldn't touch popcorn for a while because it used to be so unhealthy. But it's not the popcorn that unhealthy,
it's the butter.
Exactly. So like, what is wrong and what is right is always there. Just find out and distinguish between the two, you know?
Yeah, and also, like, we're gonna talk about in a little bit, is just listening to your body and works out for you. Maybe popcorn does upset your stomach, and if you listen to your body more carefully, which we're gonna talk about right now, more in depth, but then listen to that and just cut it out. Stop looking at other people's accomplishments and how it worked out for them. Start listening and evaluating what's going to work out for you. So that's going to get us into our keto, paleo, vegan, Atkins juicing diet stories. And you're going to laugh because I don't even know where to start. You start.
Okay. Now here's the thing.
Also too, sorry.
Yes.
But before we talk about
things to say about this. I love it. Okay.
Before we talk about these, I want to be clear that we're not offending anybody who's already on this diet plan. This isn't meant for this. This is meant to think differently on, if it's not working out for you, look around for things that are working out for you. Because if any of these diets are perfect and you're representing them and you're all about them, that's great. And that's awesome. We support that. We're just saying different things if it's not working out for you. So we're not talking badly about these diet lifestyles at all.
Okay, let's have some real talk. Okay, it's just now it's just a random dude and a random lady on YouTube here talking about some things. Okay, you can, if you want to find out what you have to do, the resources are all over the internet, and there is so many influencers that they fit your lifestyle specifically. So if you don't give a damn about me and her, I have to say, go and find whoever speaks to you most, okay? After you smash that like button. But okay, now here's the thing. The way you make your decisions has everything to do with your diet, okay? If you ask yourself the right questions, how can I have more energy? If you're working, sometimes I'm working 12-hour days. I don't have the luxury to plan each and every meal, but I have a general guideline of what's healthy and what's not, what I want, if I want to splurge on something healthy or not. So ask yourself the right questions. Are you going to have the vitality and the energy and feel strong throughout your entire day? Are you going to be able to have energy to go to the gym after 10 or 12 hours of work or before that? Don't drag yourself around just because you have to be in a caloric deficit. Like, this is crazy. People walk around like zombies, powered by caffeine alone, just because they don't want to overeat, you know?
Well, if you're hungry and you are in that caloric deficit, just make sure that you're planning accordingly.
And that's a key word here. If you have to go to the gym and it's a high energy time for you, eat your meal before that, you know? Have energy to spend in the gym. You have to ask yourself what fits your lifestyle, because, and we can talk about that video that you showed us. Everything is personalized. There is no cookie cutter that works for everybody, right?
Right. Which leaves me to Dr. Aaron Sigel. You can find the TED Talk link in the description, but he had this theory that not one size fits all, not one diet fits every person, so that we're all made differently. So you have to take into account genetics, lifestyle, what else did he say? Gut bacteria, and just how your body personally responds to each and every different food. So instead of looking at the diet as a whole, he's like, look at the meal as a whole, not the whole diet. So what he did was he did a study on a bunch of different people, and he would measure their glucose levels after they ate each meal. And he found that throughout the board that they were eating the same things, but their body reacted differently in their glucose level spiking or not for the same foods, which that finding for him means that our bodies are all different. So you can't say one diet is best for you or one food is going to be the same or have an effect on that person the same as another person. So it's definitely interesting. Please check it out because I found it very insightful. So the quote of this podcast is from Dr. Aaron Sigel himself. I hope you check out that video. I'm telling you. So he says, don't ask what is the best diet for humans, but what is the best diet for me? Now, I can attest to this. I probably tried it all. All. And let me just share one really crazy story with you. So I tried paleo because a coworker of mine at the time was like, I tried paleo and I feel great. I don't feel sluggish. So, me hopping on just anything that, again, works for that person, thinking it's going to work for me. I go and go get all the ingredients, grain free, which if you don't know what paleo is, that's meat. That means you're not eating any grains. So,
there's nothing wrong with paleo, but it's
well, it didn't work for me. And again, I'm not trying to offend anybody with sharing my stories. What I'm trying to just get at is that we're all different, and I agree with this guy that you have to find out what works for you, because paleo made me bloat like a crazy pregnant lady, like I was 6 months pregnant, no lie. I was so scared. I went to the emergency room and they prescribed me some some digestive gut pills, and it was so sad because I went and invested into being paleo, and just after like 3 weeks it was so hard, and it hit my body in such a wrong way that I ended up in the emergency room concerned with my body.
Well, so here's the thing about paleo specifically, and then I'll tell you my story. But there is many people it works for them, just like keto. Okay, it really works for them, and if guys, this works for you, keep doing it.
Yeah.
Just make sure you get your vitamins, though. You get because the idea is that you eat high fat, high protein, very low carbs. Okay, but human beings, like before all this fancy stuff came around, and now we have houses and stuff, they were walking around grabbing fruits to eat and veggies to eat, and maybe meat once in a while. Like this is a diet that doesn't really support, although nobody tells you don't eat fruits because nobody would aspire to that. They really push you to go low on carbs, to be in ketosis. There's nothing wrong if it works for you again, but please make sure if you have to get your vitamins in a way, you have to make sure you get your fiber, guys. Like if you don't eat fiber and you don't have a nice morning session in the bathroom, like you have big issues. Your whole day feels wrong.
Yeah.
So anyway, find out about fiber, vitamins, all these things that you really need, and that's not an opinion, that it's a fact. And if you can do it and it works for you, great, keep doing it.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the thing. Vitamins, minerals, fiber, important things. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now here is the thing. Okay. I have been a vegan for 2 years, and I felt great. But before I tell you the vegan story, I'll try to keep it short. I love working out, and you love too. The best I've ever looked and been in my life was maybe a couple of years ago while I was eating like a pig. Okay? I was eating ice cream every night. I was eating a lot of unhealthy food, and yet I was looking good. I was the bigger I ever was. Shirts were tight. Like, I was bigger than I am now. I was heavier than I am now, but used to turn into muscle mass. It was the bulking phase, people like to call. I wasn't as lean, but the reason I'm telling you this thing, okay, is that you have to realize that if you listen to your body and you exercise in a very heavy way, your body, I guarantee you'll be more hungry because your body needs to recuperate and needs to recover and needs to have the nutrients to replenish what you just torn apart, because the muscles, while you work out, they turn apart. You torn the muscle, and then it recovers and builds stronger, more fibers, thicker fibers, and it becomes stronger. So it's a fact that the more energy you spend, the hungrier you'll be, and you need to recover. You need more food. And if you choose to eat healthier food, you're going to recover better for sure. But the point here is listen to your body.
Yeah.
And this is something that we lose contact a lot, especially with all these stimulants like coffee, pre-workouts. We have no idea if we are tired or not. We have no idea if we're tired or not. We have no idea if we're hungry or not. We have no idea. Try to listen to your body. It tells you everything. And this is the lesson here. Listen to your body. You're hungry, eat. Choose healthy options, but eat. You're tired, sleep. You're thirsty, drink water. Make sure you don't neglect. The more and the longer you neglect things your body tells you, the worse you make it for yourself.
Yeah.
You agree?
That's good. Yeah. Like I said, I learned a lot from him advising me that. And just keep note. Don't forget about it. Like once you listen, just, even if you have to write it down, like, oh God, I have to like plantains. I can't eat plantains. You know why? Because I get real gassy and just it bloats me up, and I can't. So like keep a engraved note in your head, stay away from that food. And if you feel sluggish, if it's doing more harm to you than good, just don't bother. It's not worth the taste. It's not. I learned a lot about that lesson, listening to your own body. And I'm so glad I found this guy too, because he kind of stands and also reassures what I feel like I've been missing this whole time.
Aaron Sigel.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, back to the veganism story. Okay, back in the day, there was to be these channels on YouTube, because YouTube used to be my main education platform, still is for some things. The name was Durian Rider and Freely the Banana Girl. They used to be a couple. I think they broke up now. No joke, I got obsessed. They lured me in their whole diet. They were fruitarians for the most part, not even vegans. They looked great because they were cycling all day. They wouldn't eat. There was this movement called raw till 4. So they would eat raw food till 4 o'clock, and then would eat cooked vegan food like rice. The amount of carbs these people consumed is unreal. Was going from 30 bananas a day to rice to and it was working for them, and they felt great. And let me tell you, this taught me something. Taught me that carbs aren't bad, because I was eating like they did, and I was losing a lot of weight. I was just eating carbs pretty much, not very refined and processed like bread, but I had white rice, so that's refined and processed. A lot of fruits, but I couldn't hold any muscle mass. I would work out, I wouldn't be able to pump my muscles. I had so much glucose because of the carbs, but the glucose, because I didn't have any protein, would pump the muscles up, but they wouldn't be able to recover because you didn't have protein in your body. Now, again, many people can disagree with that, like vegans, like, no, you don't need enough protein, you can have enough protein from beans. I don't disagree with that, guys. If it works for you, like I said, do it. But things can get a little crazy once you get lured into a cult. Like with every cult, the keto cult, the vegan cult. So I'm like, people would offer me to eat something that was vegan because I wouldn't eat it for moral purposes as well, like milk and I wouldn't eat it because I was like, oh no, I'm raw till 4. What difference is it gonna make if you eat something cooked at 2? What is the difference? So you get crazy and self-destructive sometimes if you listen to people that they do something and they get some following, and then you're like, damn, that works. And anyway, so what shook me out of this is that I wanted to build some muscle mass, and this diet wouldn't serve me any longer. My goal in the beginning was to be skinny, and it kind of worked because all I was eating is fruits and some carbs. And after that, it wouldn't serve me anymore. I was feeling tired. I was feeling that I was hungry every half an hour because, fats and proteins, they hold you full for longer. Carbs, they just get burned right away. So it wouldn't serve me anymore. So I had to ask better questions. How can I bulk? And then, slowly I got off that vegan train. I eat fully everything now. I'm sorry to the animals, but I do. So yeah, it's just very self-destructive sometimes when you get really into somebody's lifestyle and you really admire the life for the time being, and you forget about very basic principles, you know.
Yeah, and if you end up, going with that person that you were inspired by, there's nothing wrong with that too. But I think that we're just saying to listen to specifically what works for you because it works for you, not because you were lured in to somebody and it really doesn't, work for your body and stuff.
And make sure your goals are aligned as well. Like you if you want to bulk and you follow somebody that's lean and skinny, it won't happen. Like you have to have aligned goals.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, definitely. So I guess what we're trying to say here is that there is no perfect diet. And like this Dr. Aaron Sigel says, don't ask what is the perfect diet. Ask what is the best diet for me. And don't even phrase it as a diet if you can. Just phrase it as a lifestyle.
Yes.
Because it's not dieting, because then you'll always be dieting. It's a lifestyle. Choose what lifestyle works best for your life.
100%. That's true. Lifestyle is a very big keyword. And here's the thing, okay? The best gift you can do to yourself, like it's your fuel is your food. Fuel yourself with the best quality fuel. You want to go for the long term. You don't want to go and crash. 90% of people that I know, they eat cheeseburgers and they shake themselves out of this with a coffee. And they do this again and again. Red Bull, something fatty, a cheeseburger, something to wake them up like a coffee. And they are in this vicious circle. They never realize it. And then they wonder why they're breaking down. Fuel yourself with the right fuel. And you can go for way, way longer like a car.
Yeah, exactly. Right? I agree.
Very good. So with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching.
Yes, thank you.
What do they have to do?
Smash the like button, please.
Exactly. And we're around the socials now. Like we're on TikTok making funny, silly stuff. We are on Instagram, the Beyond Average Show for both. We can link them down. And follow us there if you want to see our day-to-day based life, some inspiration, some health tips.
Interact with us.
Yes,
we're
please.
here. We'll talk back.
Yeah, we will. And leave us a comment if you want to say something. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate you.
We appreciate you.
Love you guys.
Love you guys. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching, and we'll
catch you in the next one.